Hello, Hugo. As you can see by the car that just passed, I'm currently sitting on the side of the road. Not exactly. There was a wall between me and the road, and so I am safe and sound. But I'm just recording this because I felt like it, I just felt like sitting down right in this spot. It's a beautiful spot. I'm staring out at a tiny little golf course, but I can't really see it that well. The large lights, though, illuminate a bridge and this area of still water. And the still water, underneath is probably disgusting. I can see right now insects all over it. And if I were to drink it, I'd probably be sick. But on the surface, it's absolutely stunning. It's a mix of all the different shades of blue in the sky, the trees, the copper bridge, the plants, the dirt, the mud, the rocks. And it all comes together, all the reflections and the little waving of the water. And it looks hundreds of feet deep. It looks like the tree's roots burrow deep into the ground. And it's really nice right now in this spot to be alone. Though I wish I wasn't alone, you know what I mean? Because I'm talking to a camera, so clearly to some degree I don't wish I was alone, but I do want to be alone right now in this moment. I feel more profound when I'm alone. I don't have anyone to show me that I'm stupid. I don't have anyone to tell me that what I'm saying is trite or cliche or something like that. I can just say something that is definitely the most meaningful thing that has ever been said in existence, the most profound statement ever, and no one is there to stop me. And I can create a fake audience around me that loves me. It's like when I imagine interviews, I say interviews in my head, like as in an interviewer. I imagine myself as an interviewee. I imagine people in the audience listening. I imagine people watching, and everyone loves me. I'm too cool to care about what they think, and everyone loves me, right? That's how I imagine it in my head. I just have the perfect answer for everything, just the right amount of wittiness and depth to where people don't think I'm a clown or a schmoozer, a fool, a moron, but they don't think that I'm naive. They think I'm optimistic, not naive. That's what I would want. That there's, even when I answer a question at a surface level, you can tell that there's depth, which is something that's just not going to happen. It's funny imagining it, how much I imagine talking to other people that aren't there when I'm alone. I don't know how many people do this. I would imagine it's quite a lot if I do it. But I talk to myself all the time. This conversation right now, I would be having even if there was no camera. The presence of a camera or a person doesn't change it. I'm always sort of observing and keeping track of myself to a certain degree, And I always imagine everything very cinematically, very movie-esque. I'm sitting down on this tiny little bridge right now, and I imagine that there's a camera over there, or above me, or below me. Maybe it's right now as I talk. Maybe it looks like I'm talking to someone else, but you kind of pan the camera in such a way that it turns out I'm talking to myself. Maybe I'm crying. Maybe I'm laughing. Maybe I'm doing both, but I always imagine things externally to myself, even as I'm talking and as I recognize that I'm the only thing that's around me. I engage in so much self-talk and comfort and illusion and daydreaming, and I wonder where's the line between it being healthy and it being unhealthy. You know, I'll be in the car and I'll get distracted with songs, with YouTube videos, with everything, just daydreaming about nothing, about myself being better than I am, about being smarter than I am, about being cooler than I am, about being faster or having, you know, nicer eyes or just whatever it may be. Being more confident, being sadder, being more deep or creative or whatever. I imagine it. You know, I watch other people do interviews. I'm so bored by most celebrities. I find them to be really stale characters a lot of the time. Even people that are maybe likable. These are people that in real life I would very much get along with. But in terms of an interview, I want an interesting character. I want interesting answers. I want it to feel like I'm listening to an interesting person. Which obviously is ridiculous because I'm talking right now as if I am the solution to this problem that I have created in my own head, right? These people don't matter. But I'm not the solution. And I'm not even saying that I'm the solution. You know, just make everybody like James Ellroy. Just put everyone on a talk show and make them like James Ellroy. But then James Ellroy wouldn't be James Ellroy, right? Whether people are funny or deep or whatever it is, or just fucking weird, I just want more interesting people. More interesting people. And I do imagine myself as the solution to that problem, don't I? I imagine that I would wow people, you know, oh my god, he's so funny, he's so complex, he's so deep and shit. It's funny how I've created this characterization in my head of this perfect version of me that goes and does things that people love, and I daydream about it. Not all day or anything like that, but consistently. I don't know if that's pathetic or if that's just how it functions. I don't really know. But yeah. Who knows? I wonder what'll happen to me. You know, I wonder if I died tomorrow, people would say really nice things about me. At least I believe so. People would say, he could have done this, he would have done this, and so on. And right now, I am the embodiment of potential, and I can just, you know, I could go anywhere and do anything, for the most part. A lot of things that I would love to do that unfortunately I just don't think I have the makeup for, whether it's, you know, whatever that means in terms of genetic, epigenetic, and societal factors. Environmental factors, I just can't do certain things. But I always sit and wonder what people would say about me if I died tomorrow versus 20 years from now. Tomorrow, if I died, I'd be a hero, depending on how I died, obviously, but I would be. I'm always scared that I'm going to be killed by like an illegal immigrant, and then I'm going to be used as a right-wing talking point for why specifically, and I'm talking specifically about United States immigration here, currently in the year 2026. You know, how I'd be used as just like a political talking point. Yeah. I wonder if that would happen to me. I really hope it doesn't. Some fucking shill using Joseph as a as a talking point. God, I hope not. If I die, it's okay. If an illegal immigrant kills me, please don't use me as a talking point for why illegal immigration is dangerous. Please don't do that. If I die if a drunk driver kills me, please make them feel as bad as possible and tell everybody that you know not to drink and drive. Use me as an excuse. Say you knew me. Whoever's watching, probably nobody. I wonder if I would ever die a hero, I imagine myself always dying a hero. Saving somebody and poof, I'm gone. Because when you die a hero, it's eternal, At least in terms of humanity's terms, like for as long as humanity lasts and the record of you exists, your sacrifice is eternal. If I saved someone from a burning car or a house, if I took a bullet for somebody, it's honor forever. Not only do I get to die with honor, but I get to die with safety and comfort, knowing that I never had to try and I never had to fail and be disappointed with who I was and who I turned out to be. I say that now, obviously, I'm 22 years old. I've got a lot of places to go. But I'm pretty optimistic, honestly. I don't think I'm ever going to become, I'll never be a great musician or a great artist or a filmmaker or something along those lines. Those things that I admire so much. I'll never be any of those things. I'll live for the sidelines. I'll live for the praise. In terms of giving praise. And the friends that I'll make. And the people I'll meet and the places I get to go. I'm never going to be the place that people go when they want artistic expression that just understands them. That's not why people come to me. People come to me because I don't judge them, because I do understand them. And that's real life, right? Someone will come to me for a conversation in real life. And they'll say that they don't feel judged. They'll say that they trust me. And those are things that I value so much. I value them so, so much. People have no idea how much that means to me when people say that. But I'll never write a poem that touches somebody's heart. I'll never sing a song or write a song that breaks somebody down. I'll never create a film that makes somebody laugh or cry. And maybe that's just fear, right? Maybe that's just the fear of expression and the fear of trying, and who knows? But it feels like that's what I'm destined for, to just be a good fan and a good person. And maybe that's enough. All I know is that I'm gonna go home right now. Maybe watch a movie, maybe write a review of Rafifi from 1955 or whenever it came out, 54 or 56 maybe. French movie. Well, yeah, French movie. Great. Well, not great, but very, very good French film. About a heist, and it's got this great 30-minute sequence in the middle where there's not a single line of dialogue. It's just so beautifully choreographed, and they used all natural sound in that scene. It's not dubbed, it's not added in post. All natural sound. It's so gorgeously shot. It's just so effective. And another car passes. So, God, that's such a great sequence. It's little bits of tension, and it's a real French film, and there's another French director that focuses a lot on really tiny things. His name is Robert Bresson. I don't know how to Bresson, however you pronounce his name. I have no idea. I've never heard his name said out loud before. And he directed 2 movies, a Pickpocket and A Man Escaped. Now, A Man Escaped is such a great film. It is a lot like Rififi in that 30-minute sequence where it's all about the small details and effective, planned out procedure. A Man Escaped is about, you know that moment in Shawshank Redemption where Andy Dufresne escapes and they reveal that he hid the rock away for 20 years. That film doesn't focus on the rock for 20 years because that's not really what the film is about, right? The film isn't about him hitting the rock, chinking away at it. It's about Andy Dufresne, and it's about Morgan Freeman, whatever his character's name is, right? It's about the prisoners, but A Man Escaped is about the process. And man, oh man, is it beautiful. You watch that 20-year process done by an extremely clever and careful human being. It is such a wonderful, wonderful film. And I don't really remember that much talking in it. I remember a lot of silence. I remember a lot of close-ups of things being tied and cut. And it's an agonizing process because you're just waiting for when he's ready. And then does he even escape? I mean, Pickpocket is a lot like that because Pickpocket is obviously about the pickpocket itself and the process of the pickpocket, and it's also that hyperfixation on small processes, and it's just God, there's such beautiful sequences, man. That makes me think of High and Low. God, maybe I'm gonna go watch a film right now. I want to go watch a film. I really want to watch a film about the hyperfixation on small procedure. That's just such a fascinating topic. I think that's what makes that 30-minute sequence in Rififi so effective, is it becomes pure cinema. There is body language, there are visual cues, there's sound cues, but just, man, the tension of the police coming out and the time passing, it is just masterfully crafted. And the wide shots, guys, these wide shots of these four guys are so beautiful. That film has stunning cinematography. It's I guess that's not necessarily just cinematography, right? That's also set design and staging and blocking, but the blocking in that film is just geometrically orgasmic. Oh man, I took a bunch of screenshots of it because it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful, and it's so simple, just these harsh lines, and when you draw it out, it's just so beautiful. But A Man Escaped in this sequence just has, or not A Man Escaped, Rififi. Yeah. Film is pretty awesome. I love film a lot. It's pretty great. It's like every artistic medium pushed into one. It's the best of all worlds. You get poetry visually and auditorily. You get the pure visual itself. And you get just everything. You take any other medium and it's all in cinema, and you have to be the master of it all, which the great directors are and the great films make use of. The great films were always choosing, making hard choices. Oh man, I'm gonna go home and watch a film right now. Watch something good, well shot. Maybe I'll watch like a Bong Joon-ho movie that I haven't seen. I haven't seen a couple of them. Maybe I'll watch Mother. This just turned into a talk about movies. Most of my life is like that. Tearing people onto a topic I know too much about because I have no life. I ask questions, but I'm leading them on. Trapping them to a conversational topic that I know more. Pretending as if I don't know, asking a question saying, isn't it this? When I know it is. I don't know. Just a ramble on the side of the road, I guess. Peace out, Girl Scouts.